Dana's getting Kim and Kat ready in the green room right now. They'll be joining us on the air in just a couple of moments here. Absolutely cannot wait. Let's see. Jimmy says, I forewarned my boss who wants to talk later today that I have this running in the background. I'm so hoping a sound clip like that lands when I'm talking to him. Chances are very, very good. Very, very good.
I don't have a fucking blue waffle.
Let's see. I feel like we need a couple of Loy Sauce sound drops to get us all prepped. Are you guys ready? Who's ready for some Loy Sauce sound drops? Here we go.
Now you gonna die. Pack 'em in real good and tight. People want the sauce. That's a lot of cum. You're not my dad. I want to see a kid get stabbed. I want to see a kid get decapitated.
Figured I'd pepper in some Loy Sauce for everybody. There's that. Like. Well, yeah. They're whenever. Send them on over. Send them on over.
Nick says come on over. So come on over, baby.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's the wrong button. Ooh, there's one.
Yes. Leave. Goodbye.
There's one. Hang on. I love your hair. Oh my God. I love it. And there's Kat. Hello, ladies, and welcome to Livestream for the Cure.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God. I'm so excited that you guys are back again this year. You two are my favorite people. Absolutely. Can we all just take a moment and chat to recognize the greatness of Kim's hair? I love it so much.
I've known her with so many hairstyles, but somehow this is the one that was always supposed to be on her head.
I'm so thrilled you guys are here. So, don't let me interrupt whatever you guys have planned. I know I get to take part in it, so I'm super excited because you guys are so much fun. But before you guys get started, before you guys get into your thing, let our audience know, everybody that's watching out there in the chat, let them know what Kim and Ket Stay Alive maybe is all about.
We are a horror movie comedy podcast. So what we do is one of us will watch a horror movie that the other one hasn't seen yet. And we will tell them the entire plot, like step by step, spoilers and all. And we'll play a game to see if they can stay alive.
Yeah. So obviously, normally one of us is telling the entirety of a horror movie. So our episodes end up being about 2 hours long. Obviously, we don't have that today, but we have an episode of Tales from the Crypt that we're both going to tell you and let you play our little survival game.
I'm so excited. You guys are so amazing. I love this so much. So without further ado, whenever you're ready, you guys do your thing.
Oh, and Tallulah came to say hi.
Aww. Can we hashtag Kitty in the chat? Hashtag Kitty. I want to see hashtag Kitty in the chat.
Hashtag Kitty in the chat. Your favorite Tallulah.
I would just like to start off by saying that we live. Is there a kitty in your room?
Oh, yes. I'm so sorry. She is not mic'd up. You heard. I apologize.
Why is the cat not mic'd up, Kat?
I'm so sorry. She's not technologically savvy. So.
We live on the West Coast, and we definitely thought the times were West Coast times, so we're up bright and early this morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm actually still asleep. I
was up at 5 a.m. yesterday, and I thought that would be like more helpful. It wasn't.
Yeah,
I was more tired today.
Yeah, I do appreciate you guys getting up literally at the crack of dawn to kick off. You guys are our first guests this year. You guys are kicking everything off. So you guys get to set the standard for, aside from Drew from Refills, because he was here with us last night drinking moonshine, of course, because that's what Drew does. But, you guys get to set the standard. So literally every other guest that comes after this, they have to live up to you.
Wow.
So, yeah.
We did feel excited to start it off. So I was like, all right, I'll wake up for that.
Yeah, we got this. We watched a pretty bananas episode of Tales from the Crypt.
Have you seen a lot of Tales from the Crypt?
No.
Okay, good. So
I'm very glad.
So you probably haven't seen this then, which is our goal.
Yeah.
Okay. So we watched Tales from the Crypt, Season 5, Episode 1, Death of Some Salesman.
Oh.
was released October 2nd, 1993. So just get the 90s TV in your brain.
Yeah.
That's what we're watching.
I'm thinking 90210. Okay.
Yeah, this is
but more like the 90s It.
yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh, good clue, Burnsy.
Okay, so we always start off by just telling the characters' names, and you just have to randomly guess if they're dead or alive.
Oh, okay.
Judd Campbell,
He's dead.
Pa Brackett,
Oh, Pa Brackett probably dies first.
Ma Brackett,
She's alive.
Winona Brackett,
She's dead because her name's Winona.
Mrs. Jones.
Dead.
Okay.
I probably got every one of them wrong.
Let me just say that there's a weird thing that happens between me and Ketrin, and she's really fucking good at this for no fucking reason at all. And I'm terrible at it.
We don't know what, like, even as the winner, I'm like, I shouldn't win this much.
And
So ladies cutting in just to let you know, $20 donation from Tony Berube.
Yay!
I think he said, yeah, hashtag cancer can suck a dick.
Agreed.
Can we get-
Dick.
I want to see that over in the chat as well. Hashtag cancer can suck a dick. Get it over there. Sorry.
I will always be interrupted for hashtag cancer can suck a dick. Just saying, Nick, you're more in alignment with me. So there you said.
Yeah. We can't all be blessed with a completely useless skill like me.
You got 2 out of 5. Okay. So we start off. Oh, I didn't practice this. All right, I immediately feel nervous now. We start off with our friend, the Crypt Keeper.
Oh crap! Yeah, I forgot we have to do. I didn't practice my voice either, so you're good.
And he's at the Home Chopping Network on this show. And he's talking about how they have a hanger offer that's expiring, and it's just like some guy hanging by a noose. And the Fashion Boutique by Death Care Productions, they have face cream and mascara.
Oh my God.
The best thing you can do for them eyes.
Oh my
Not
God.
bad. That wasn't bad. It's 8 a.m., Kim. That was great.
I'll let it go. So a lot of puns from Tales from the Crypt. Okay, but tonight's special is a cemetery plot salesman who's about to make a grave mistake. And we call it Death of Some Salesman.
Ooh.
And then it kind of zooms into like the little Tales from the Crypt, like comic book cover.
I'm so excited for this. I'm so happy that this is our first segment.
Title card, Death of Some Salesman. We start off 2 people boning. Just
Like,
Nice.
Hard.
As
like-
all things should be.
immediate boobs.
Yeah, like real, not suitable for work content.
Yeah. Ketrin and I have a thing for anyone who doesn't listen to our show. We're not look, we're feminist AF, okay? Which actually means we believe that our bodies are beautiful and like let's fucking show them or whatever, but we don't believe. Here's the thing, if we're gonna see boobs, we need to see dick and balls.
Yeah, I love a really nice pair of tits.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'd like a side of dick, please.
A side of dick, please. If I get boobs, I need a side of dick.
I think
please.
I can help you guys out with something on the soundboard here. Hang on. What do I got here for you? There we go.
He said that he sucked the blood from the penis and put the balls in his mouth.
There we go. Thank you, Justin.
You realize it sounded like you were setting yourself up to show it.
I really thought you were gonna show us your dick, Nick.
Ladies, this is... I don't want to get banned from Twitch. Okay.
I mean,
That was just
we are not
impeccable.
simultaneously streaming on YouPorn or anything.
yeah,
Yes.
That was impeccable timing.
some early morning penis.
Bravo, my friend. So they're boning as some credits start going across screen, and we see Pa Brackett, played by Tim Curry.
Ooh.
Ed Begley Jr. is in this. more boning. She's on top now, more boobs. We see that Ma bracket is played by Tim Curry. And also Winona bracket played by Tim Curry. So that's what we're doing right now.
Tim Curry's doing a character study in
Ladies
this
and
episode.
gentlemen, $100 donation from Brendan from the In Session Film Podcast. Thank you so much for your $100 donation. Blowing it up, $2,650 for cancer research for a future immune to cancer. Can we get some hashtag thank you, Brendan, in the chat? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You fucking rule. Hell yeah. Aw. So it's the next morning, the lady's asleep in bed, and the dude is like all dressed. It seems to be like a hotel room. So he's like sitting like in a suit, like reading the newspaper. And he's going through the obituaries. And he actually circles one guy. And he's like, Ed Jones, come on down, and starts filling out like some certificate for him. And then the lady wakes up and she's like, oh, you're up early, you know, and more boobs. And Ed Begley, dude, and he's like, it's almost 6 a.m. It's hat slinging time. And she's like, you know, well, I'm done with the damn coffee shop. Like, I'm going with you, right? And he's like, change of plans. And she's like, but we said last night. And he's like, well, last night was last night. And then I was like, whoosh, whoosh. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
And she's like, you lied to me? And he's like, no, you said you wanted to get out of here and I sold you a way to do it for the night.
Also been there.
Then she finally covers her boobs because she's like, I don't trust this motherfucker anymore.
Actually, I got it.
And now
Kim with that KK Sam mug, by the way.
Rep that swag. Rep all that swag.
Hey. Is that your mushroom coffee?
It's what? Mushroom. Mm-hmm.
Mushroom coffee.
My mushroom coffee. Mm-hmm. So LA, you guys.
Yeah.
Must be on the West Coast.
It's delicious.
I bet Justin has had that before.
What's that?
It's
I bet
good.
Justin's had mushroom coffee before. It sounds like a Justin kind of thing.
I'm with you, Justin.
I've tried it. I think it's delicious.
You are in this space. We can hear you, can't see you. Now it's something I can't read my writing. I'm so sorry. And the warranty's expired.
Yep. This
Now it's morning.
This is also par for the course, where even if Kim's telling the story, some of it's a surprise to her as well.
Her notes and my notes are this. Like, it's just like chicken scratch.
Yeah. Whereas mine is this.
Like, this is who we are as people.
See, mine would be typed because if I tried to handwrite it, I can't read my own handwriting. It's so bad. So
yeah.
I'd literally be like, what is that
Yeah,
word?
yeah.
Especially like now that I'm older, like the thing would be like this. I'd be like, I have like my little reading glasses. Like,
I mean, it's honestly my favorite though. Like at this point, if Kim was like, I'm going to start typing my notes, I'd be like, I'm so sorry you can't do that. I really live for the moments where you can't read your own handwriting or you read the wrong word. Like that, I won't allow it.
Okay, he says it's morning now, and so the warranty's expired. And she's like, damn you. And he's like, spare me the tears, sweetheart.
Don't call me sweetheart.
And then I punch him in the face.
Right.
And she's like, you said you loved me. And he laughs and he's like, yeah, I said I loved you. And you dropped your little panties. It's called salesmanship.
Gross.
And so we see who we're dealing with here. A fucking scrote monster.
Yep.
Now we are on a farm and this dude, what's his name? Judd? His name's Judd.
I just call him Begley the whole time. So that's
great. Okay. I know I wrote Ed the whole time.
It's Judd, but who would ever remember that? It's Begley.
Let's call him Judley.
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 So we're on a farm. Judley pulls up in his fucking convertible.
Of course.
And he knocks on the door and an old lady answers. This is Mrs. Jones. And he's like, oh, hey, I'm from Restless Hills Memorial Park. And he's like, oh my gosh, you look exactly as your husband said you did. And is he here? And she's like, no, he passed on. The funeral was yesterday. And he's like all fake shocked, like, oh my gosh, like I had just talked to him, da 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 da. And he's like, on Monday, he put down a down payment on a new cemetery plot. $250 for the both of you. It was like a big surprise, da 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 da. And he like shows her this like flyer with like the spa, and it's beautiful. And he's like, it comes with a benefits package. So it's all funeral expenses are covered plus $10,000 cash. And he's like, he just loved you so much, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, don't worry though, I'll just give you a refund for the $250 deposit. But then she's like, oh, fuck, funeral expenses and 10 grand. Like, what? Like, can I get that now? Because he just died. And he's like, oh no, that's illegal. I couldn't do that. Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, what if I just paid in cash? She's like begging him basically. Because she's like, the funeral cost so much. Like Ed left me like barely anything, you know, like it's a bummer. And he owes $250 apparently. So Judley is like, well, I suppose if it were in cash, I could make an exception. So she goes and gets the money. She only has $187 left. It's all she has in the world. And oh my gosh, you're such a nice lady. I'll find a way to make it work. And she's like, bless you.
Also, Kim, did you call the memorial park Restless Hills?
I did. What's it called?
That someone would call a memorial park Restless Hills instead of Restful Hill?
Oh, I just thought of what I would be like when I'm dead, I guess.
Restless. Yeah, exactly.
I'll be the same way I am in life.
And then there's like a montage of him like traveling and fucking collecting cash from people, scamming them basically like a motherfucker.
These poor old people.
So now he goes to a new house. An old lady opens the door, looks a lot like Tim Curry, and he gives her the whole spiel. And she's like, oh, there's no one here by that name. And she starts to close the door. And he's like, isn't this blah, blah, blah Maple Street? And she's like, no, this is blah, blah, blah Maple Drive. And he's like, oh, sorry. And he starts to leave. Now, Nick, this is for you.
Ooh.
Ma then is like, the lady out of nowhere, even though it's not for her, is like, wait, are you selling something? Question number one, what does he do? What do you do?
Oh. I would say Eric is in the chat, so I was saying hi to Eric. So I was distracted.
That. Oh, I don't know how.
Are you on Twitch? Are you watching the stream on Twitch? Yeah, because you got to be over on Twitch to see him in there.
Oh, okay.
But he's in there. And he said to follow Kim and Ket on Instagram and Twitter, which everybody should do at KKSAM Podcast. So please do it. What do I do? And what do I think? Yeah. Oh God. I'm gonna default to this seems to be the theme of this segment. I just pull my pants down. I don't think that's what they did though.
Great. Okay. Yeah.
I'm so bad at this.
You know what? Nice work. So you pull your pants down. What do you think good old Begley does? Judley.
Stabs her.
I'm going to go
over
a point for you because I think that would keep you alive.
Ooh.
And that's the point of the game. So
agreed.
Point for you.
Oh, Kim, can you be my ding-a-linger when we do? Okay, great.
Sure.
Great.
Wait, can she be your what?
Ding-a-linger.
Thank you.
You heard me.
I just wanted to hear it again.
What?
Ding-a-linger.
So he's like, smiles and goes inside because he's like, why, yes, I am selling something, old lady. See,
that works perfectly with pulling your pants down, to be honest.
Right.
Less so with stabbing.
Right.
It's true. So he goes in to start selling her, and she calls for Pa. So she's Ma, she calls for Pa. They're both very like old and crotchety. And
Esque.
And what?
Curry-esque.
Ma looks much more like Tim Curry than Pa does.
Agreed. I had to really dissect Pa's face.
You would never think that Pa is Tim Curry, but Ma is definitely Tim Curry.
Oh my
It's
god.
weird. So she brings Pa in and they're like, oh, this is a salesman. This is Judley, the salesman. And he's like, a salesman, and like shakes his hand. And they're like, oh, the old days, traveling salesmen used to come all the time. But nowadays, like everyone just sells stuff on TV. And then they like get down to business. Restful Hills Memorial Park. I got it this time.
There you go.
Shows them the
Like, have a bunch of spirits being restless and like their family being like, let's send them there.
Oh. He like shows them the brochure. They think it's nice. And he's like, okay, for the benefits package, you get funeral expenses and $10,000 cash. And I'll give it to you $500 for the both of you. And Pa's like, $500, that's all? And Judley looks around their house and he sees that they kind of have like a fancy entertainment system. Like they live, like that kind of seems out of place, you know, like they're very, what's the
American Gothic. Yeah, they're very this.
American Gothic, and they live on a farm, you know, but they have like this fancy ass entertainment center. So he was like,
real height of the early 90s technology stuff they got in there.
Ooh,
Yeah.
so that's like a big projection TV.
Oh, you know it. I mean,
Ooh.
huge. Couldn't be bigger.
so he sees that they might have some money. Question number 2, what does he do? What do you do?
So he's selling, okay. God, I'm so bad at this. Oh my god. I don't want to hold up the stream either. Oh god.
So
always.
Yeah, Kim, what did he
Literally cut out like 10 minutes of me thinking always.
Yeah.
Chat, I need help, chat. What should I do? Chat, make it happen. We're getting hashtag ding-a-linger over.
Hey, you better earn your ding-a-lingers.
We've got a skeevy salesman who sees they have a lot of money.
And he offers them a $500 package, but then sees that they have money, so he...
Ooh, who's Azarkan?
That is Jimmy, my buddy Jimmy. Leave it be. Something is off. He probably asks for more. See, I'm going to say, so what I would do is... I just finished watching Better Call Saul season 4, so of course I'm going to be like, let me move you up to our executive package or like our deluxe package. And yeah, that's honestly what I also think happens I think the same thing happens in the show.
And that's what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Cool.
Point for him, not for you.
Oh.
You're dead.
Sorry.
He's like, he's like, we do have the extended death benefit package where you get $20,000 and it only costs you $750 and you're blah blah blah. That equals $40,000. And Mom and Pa are like, well, we can't say no to that. We'll do it. And he's like, great, let me start the paperwork. And Pa is like, I mean, of course we'll have to see it first. And Judley's like, and Ma's like, yeah, well, we like to see a thing work before we buy it. And Pa's like, can't buy nothing until you see it first. Question number 3, what does Judley do? What do you do?
I expect to see more stuff over in the chat, guys.
What's that?
Heck is that noise?
Are you possessed?
It does. It sounds like there's like a weird possessed voice trying to break into the chat or something, like this weird demonic voice.
It might have been me. I put my book on the computer.
Kim is possessed. Sorry, which is par for the course.
I was just hanging out at Restless Hills Memorial Park. I got a little.
You know what? I'm gonna answer in what I would do, just because I love The Office so much. You guys remember the episode where Michael's going to improv class and literally every single improv thing, all he does is pull a gun out?
Yes.
So I'm gonna pull a gun.
Ooh.
I'm gonna pull a gun out. What do I think happens though? Let me see. What do I think happens?
Azarkan is on it.
Jimmy, what are you doing?
It's Kim's ghost boyfriend.
Kim's ghost. Thank you, Randy. Kim's ghost boyfriend haunting the stream.
I have an 80s ghost boyfriend.
I'm gonna think. I'm going with Jimmy. I'm gonna say he makes an excuse to get out of there. That's what I think. That's what I think he does. That's not what I do though. I just pull a gun because I'm Michael Scott.
You don't have time. You don't have time to have your cons figured out. You gotta just.
I'm gonna get one for you. Just fucking start.
But I'm so bad at this, Kat.
Start with a gun. You'll stay alive.
Yeah.
But he just fucking keeps digging the con hole, and he's like, okay, why don't you submit your paperwork with the payment today, and then I'll come back tomorrow and I'll take you there myself.
Ooh.
Motherfucker. So
Con man.
Pa agrees, and then like Tim Curry has the best saying of this line ever because he's literally just like, "You take cash."
Wow, Tim Curry has joined our chat, everyone.
Oh,
Welcome, Tim.
Yeah, when did he get here?
We'll do it. And then you take cash. Like he was so excited to get him cash. So he's like, I'm gonna go downstairs and get money. And then
I'm so happy right now.
and then Ma offers Judley some coffee. So Pa goes downstairs. Ma and Judley now go into the kitchen, and she pours him a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Would you like a tumbler of coffee?
I'm so
A margarita glass of coffee.
Friend.
So Pa tells Ma to come downstairs. So they're both downstairs now. Judley's in the kitchen alone, and he's drinking the coffee, but it's cold. So he starts like looking around for a microwave. He finds one, opens the door. There's a human head inside. Ah! He screams. He like falls backwards, which like opens this like curtain up him, and then there's another dead body. And it's like some dude like wrapped in like the vacuum.
Ooh.
Thing.
Hose.
The vacuum hose.
The vacuum
like,
thing.
I'm so happy.
This is our podcast is so much
keep
better
doing
on
this?
camera because then everyone understands what I'm doing. So it's wrapped around him and then shoved through his fucking mouth.
Normally it's Kim just doing mime work silently, and I'm frantically trying to guess the word, but nobody can see it.
Okay, question number 4. What does he do? What do you do?
Oh my.
So many dead bodies.
So many dead bodies. I mean, at that point, guys, I'm out of there. I am scrambling as fast and as hard as I can. I'm still screaming, by the way, and I'm doing this, like emphasizing the hose, the vacuum hose especially. But yeah, I'm out of there. I'm running as fast as I can, and I feel like that's also what happens in the actual thing. I think like at that point, like number one, the cold coffee is insult number 1, and then headless guy in the microwave, hose around the neck. Forget it. Yeah, out.
How do I score this, Ketrin?
I was literally going to go, I wonder how Kim's going to score this. Well, okay. Here's what I'll say. I really want you to do well. I have a follow-up question for you. How are you going to get out of the house?
Is there anything you're going to do while you're leaving the house?
Can I huck the cup of cold coffee at him?
Sure. This is your life, sir.
John,
They're downstairs still.
I'm Michael Scott. I'm pulling a gun. What did he whisper to you? He told me he's got a gun, but he can't let me see it. Yeah, I throw the cup of coffee. I'll throw it at. I forget the names. Judley. There we go.
You're Judley.
I'm
You're
damn it.
Dudley. Don't throw the coffee at yourself. You're terrible at that.
This is horrible.
It's so cold.
I'm changing my answer. I'm just taking the vacuum hose and wrapping it around my own neck now.
That's a good way to stay alive.
Nice work.
I'm going to give you a half a pity point and a point for Dudley.
There you go. That's 1.5.
I think we were trying to lead you down, like, grab a knife, grab a weapon of some sort on your way out the door.
I should have grabbed the vacuum cleaner hose and like used it as a whip. Like,
yes, when you're in,
I'll give you half a point because
things, grab a hose.
you had a hose, you had gun apparently. So I gave you half a point.
I'm like, this cold coffee will distract him.
Yeah.
You had your coffee weapon, so you were in the right headspace.
Yeah.
So Judley runs too. He runs immediately to the front door, but it won't open. And then all of a sudden, Pa is behind him, and he's like, "You're not going anywhere." And he hits him over the head with a baseball bat, and Judley passes out as Pa laughs.
Wahahaha.
Cut to Pa like shining a gun. Cleaning.
Gun. Yeah.
He seems to be shining
Polishing
it.
it, like
He's really polishing it up.
Polishing. There you go.
And Mom and Pa are like bickering about killing him, like if they should kill him right now or not. And Judley's in the room, but like we see his eyes, but they can't. And so he slowly opens his eyes, and Ma's being like, I mean, it wouldn't be polite to kill him until he wakes up. So question number 5, what does he do? What do you do?
we got a $5 donation from executive producer Dan, who's sitting a few feet away from me, and told me to stop besmirching cold coffee.
Intentionally cold coffee is one thing. If you're expecting hot coffee and it's cold.
It's true. I agree.
That's world.
So what do I do? So, I mean,
Basically,
I'm going to...
They think you're passed out. They can't see that you slowly opened your eyes a little bit. And she's like, I mean, it wouldn't be polite to kill him now until he wakes up.
I'm going to, like...
He is bound, Azur can.
I think I'm going to try to kind of, like inchworm my way, like, very slowly try to, like, maybe move, like, keep, like, as still as possible, like, little inch... Like, I'm like Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy, like, you move so slowly that you're invisible, to try to, like, get out of there.
Kim, that was a very good reference, just so you know.
I think the first one, but the first one are different.
I can't remember.
What do I think happens? I think what actually happens is he looks around for some kind of weapon or something, or like to see if he can find something to try to use to get unbound or what. Why didn't I think of that for myself? I'm so dumb.
You know what? You're new like this.
I'm just trying to inchworm my way out the door, and meanwhile, it's like, yeah, we're finding. I think he's like trying to find like some sharp object, like you know those like movies like where somebody's got somebody tied up and they like try to inch toward a blade that's conveniently placed a few feet away to like saw the rope or something.
Exactly.
There
exactly.
You go. I got it.
Inch towards a weapon. In your case, cold coffee.
Where's that coffee?
Not the cup, just the coffee.
Yes. Rolling cold coffee. And you said he what?
I said he tries to inch to find something to cut his binds. Basically. And
you're inching places?
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
I'm giving you 0 points.
I've been dead for so long in this scenario.
Your friend is killing it. He was like, play asleep till they then try and move, and then he probably tries to leave right away. Oh, we got one of those. He closes his eyes and plays dead too, or plays asleep or whatever, because she was like, well, we can't kill him until he wakes up. So he's like, I'm not awake. And then you hear Ma say, Winona should have a look at him first. And Pa then laughs, and he's like, he ain't gonna want her. Nobody in her whole ugly life want her.
Rude, sir. That is your daughter. That is your offspring.
Wow.
So rude.
And Mom and Pa are like, little Winona decide. Let Winona decide. Pa doesn't want salesman info. Okay. Ma and Pa. Eric, cut this out. Say something about let's let Winona decide.
There you go.
But Pa's like, well, I don't want a salesman in the family anyway. But Ma thinks this one is especially nice. And maybe it's Winona's only chance at happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So Pa's like, I ain't gonna happen because he ain't gonna want her. And then he grabs Ed and like wakes him up. And what's his name? Judley. And Judley's like, please let me go. And Pa points the gun like fucking in his face, and he's like, "Why? So you can run to the police and tell them all about us?" And Judley's like, "No, I don't care about those other dead guys." And they're like, they're salesmen just like you. The guy who sold us the crummy microwave and the vacuum that didn't work and the color TV that didn't work till I fixed it. And Pa then goes over to that fucking entertainment center and opens the door for the TV. There's a fucking dead guy like wrapped up inside it, all like smashed on the screen.
Oh my
Super
God.
gross, but it's in color.
So we see now that Judley is in handcuffs. Damn it. We see now that Judley is in handcuffs, like front handcuffs.
Yep.
So he's trying to like struggle out a little bit. And Pa's like, now it's a color TV. And Judley's just all trying to be like, I won't say anything. But Pa fucking doesn't like salesmen. And he's like, why should we trust you? You're a salesman. You're a thief trying to suck people out of their hard-earned money, and we've been took too many times. And if we have to kill every damn salesman on goddamn planet, so be it. And he's like, poke head in the face with a gun.
Your Tim Curry impression is impeccable.
Oh my God.
Wow. Honestly, truly.
So
I love it so much.
Beautiful.
Ma's like, don't get too excited because we ain't doing nothing till Winona sees him first. And so Pa just growls and grumbles, and he's like, damn, something gives us nothing but trouble. Someone, I think our daughter Winona. They leave.
Goodbye.
On to you, Ketrin.
Bye. I just want to shout out really quick, Eric Martin, $20 donation over there for cancer research. Drop that in there. Thank you so much.
Eric's our amazing producer.
He's incredible.
And might be married to Ketrin.
Possibly.
Might be.
Okay. So,
Two P's, yay! Hi.
who is it?
2 P's, Gerald.
Hey, buddy. Okay.
Gerald is on his way here right now, and he shouldn't be talking in the chat. Has he stopped again?
You better have stopped. You better not be chatting and driving, twitching and driving. Okay, so here we go. Cut to that fade thing where it's like time is passing, and now we're back to Judley in a chair, handcuffed, but it's nighttime now, and it appears that for hours he's just been sort of vaguely wiggling to try to get out, vaguely biting at metal. Just, he's not doing a great job at trying to escape, is what I'm saying.
So we got a donation from Alan from Interrupted Tales over in the chat. $20 donation, and he said, do you take cash?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Call back.
Oh my.
Okay. So he's vaguely struggling in his chair like this. And we hear a harmonica. Now, I don't know if you share my opinion of harmonica, but I can't tell if someone is playing harmonica poorly or extremely well.
Yes.
They sound exactly the same to me.
Yes.
So I don't know if our harmonica player is talented or if he's blowing smoke up her asshole. He says, that's beautiful playing. And he says, are you Winona? Now he can't see her. Whoever is playing is behind the chair and he can't really turn around. So he says, my mom's name was Winona. No, it wasn't, you asshole. You play very well. Anyone ever tell you that? And this is where I wrote, might be playing well. I feel like harmonica sounds the same.
That should be my new instrument.
What?
I'll never know. I'm going to pick up the harmonica.
Great. I mean, you play flute. You kind of hold it sideways and blow into it like a flute, right? Same?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. I just insulted every harmonica and flute player in the world simultaneously.
It sounded like
okay.
she was describing Loy Sauce's sex life. Sorry. I mashed those words together.
Kim? Okay.
Just blowing into it sideways. Like, no, never mind.
Right.
Hose around the neck.
He's trying to, get her to trust him. And he's like, how old are you? And then we hear from a face we can't see. We just see the back of her head as well. Old enough to know bullshit when I hear it. And we're like, oh,
Ooh.
Smart one. And he says, why don't you come over here so I can see you? I can hear your loneliness and it picks at my heartstrings. Then someone gets up from out of the chair, comes up behind his chair and says, we still can't see her face, and says, you sure do talk pretty. Judley says, let's talk face to face. And we see the person come around to the front of his chair and we just see his face and he's like, ah. We then see her face and it's Tim Curry again as a very unfortunate looking woman. She was not blessed with
Homely, if you will.
homely, not blessed with classically beautiful features or a humpless back. She's
she did have a humpful back.
a humpful back, yes. So question number one for me, sir, what do you do and what does he do?
Well, let's see. So he's still bound in the chair. He's trying to get loose.
Yes.
Okay.
He just got Winona to come around to the front of the chair and he's been buttering her up.
I think he's like, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And I think that's what he does as well. I think he's got to commit now because, like, he knows he's going to end up in a microwave somewhere. Thank you, K. Sven, 427, $10. $10. Sync Sammy for life. That's what I think happens with both. I think he has to.
Love you, Chris.
He has to pledge his love to her now, and I think so. That's what I'm going to do, and that's what I think he does.
Kim Burns, can I get 2 ding-a-ling-a-dingers, please? Thank you.
Hashtag ding. Thank you, Kristen, for the donation. We love you. She's one of our best friends.
Hose around the neck.
So he does exactly that. He says, oh, you're so beautiful. And she says, last thing I am is pretty. And he says, what's that perfume you're wearing? And she says, I didn't wash for weeks. That's just me. And Tim kind of does this like real gross, like sound all the time. And it's a really gross, good character choice. And he really commits. I mean, he's Tim Curry. So weird snorting sounds from Tim. Begley is like crying and calls the smell earthy. He says he's absolutely fallen in love with her. And he says, take these off, his handcuffs, and let me prove it. I love you, or I'll go crazy. And he says, you're as beautiful as the Mona Lisa. And she gets right in his face and says, you really think I'm like the Mona Lisa? Real pretty. So, cut to her. She's gotten him out of the chair. He's still handcuffed. And then I should also tell you that his handcuffs are tied to his feet, right? So he's got the penguin walk when he walks, right?
Okay. I didn't understand that was happening.
Yeah, it's because I had to rewind it several times for a different question. We'll get there. So cut to her and she's taking him into this like shack that's decorated with creepy dolls, baby dolls. It's a shed basically with a bed in it.
With creepy dolls though.
Yeah.
Never a good time.
No, it's not good. And he says, isn't this lovely? She shoves him on the bed. And we can see, this is where we see that she's very humpful in the back. And she starts taking his clothes off and is like, talk is nice, but the body never lies. Let's see how much you love me. Do you see where I'm going with this? You see where I'm going? Yeah.
I'm loving it.
So she lifts her dress and takes off her underwear. I don't know why I'm still talking with that accent.
It makes it better.
I'm really embodying her. And we hear her ripping his underwear and pants off.
She does like a straight atomic wedgie. Like she just pulls them from the front.
Rip
And then they're like,
right off.
I love it.
Right off. She doesn't have time for buttons. She doesn't have time for zippers.
No.
She's just got to tear away.
give me that dick.
Give me that dick.
That shit is
please.
earthy. You got to get in there.
Yeah. So she says, so she's blah, 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 blah. And she says, show me you love me. If you don't love me, I'll have to give you back to Pa.
Ooh.
Question number 2. What do you do? What does he do?
Nick.
You gotta show her that you love her.
So he's still bound, correct? He's still bound?
That's her. He is
Mm.
still bound and tied.
All right. So, okay.
Pantsless.
This accent's really coming to me the more that it sort of lives inside of me.
I'm living in the moment because of the accent.
Yeah, thank you.
I feel like okay, I am going to at this point, me as Judley, I'm gonna use my salesman strength
Mhm.
and throw her like launch my body at her to like try to throw her off of me into a wall or into her dolls or whatever. Like try to like shove her off and get loose. And then meanwhile,
This is you or Begley.
Judley, yes.
Got
This is me. Yeah, sorry, this is me. Judley, I feel like he goes straight for the earthy. I feel like he's getting down with some earth. I feel like we're gonna break there. Like I was kind of staying with him a little bit, but no, I'm trying to get out of there. I'm like throwing her. I'm like, no, I'm not about this earthiness. That is a musk. I am not about. But I feel like he's down with the musk.
Ms. Burns, may I have a singular dingaling, please? Nice work. That is a point for Begley.
Damn it.
Unfortunately,
I'm dead again.
she clearly holds her strength in her hump because she's not going anywhere.
Your friend says, Nick, I'm going to need a strength check.
Wait,
So I
I can
Listen.
do this. Hang on. Wait. Hang on.
what do we have?
I'm gonna roll my strength check. Hang on. Nope, I failed.
Very good. Better luck next time. So now I don't want to get too into your psyche, and I myself, spoiler alert, don't have my own penis attached to me. But what he
Neither do I.
right. But what he does, we see a lot of mental focus.
He does use his salesman strength
Yeah, salesman strength
in a different way.
directs it right to his penile region. Okay, so
Right to his hose.
So we can see that he's really concentrating, thinking about, other ladies he's boned. I don't know what he's thinking about, and I'm not here to kink shame. I'm just saying whatever he thinks about gives him a good old boner that Winona is pleased with. Okay? So she says, I'll be damned. I think you do love me. Now, this is the 90s, Tales from the Crypt. It's after 10 p.m. All of the kids are asleep.
Oh my.
So Ms. Winona Brackett, played by Tim Curry, she lowers herself down onto his member and she has her way with him. And he allegedly, isn't not.
I love the accent so much.
And she straight bones him, and I guess he enjoyed himself as well. So then, spent, she lays down next to him, and he's like, that was incredible. Where did you learn to do that? And she says, all those other salesmen.
Ooh.
She says she wants to marry him because she hates how Ma and Pa treat her because they're so mean. And she says, if we get married, we can have my dowry and leave here. We hear a literal ka-ching noise come from Judley's brain.
I love it.
Says, did you say dowry? Ka-ching. She says, yes, Pa has it buried in the basement. It's from all those other salesmen. Must be near $50,000. She leaves the room yelling that she wants to get hitched. Hey, Pa, I'm getting married, she says.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Cut to the living room. Pa is reluctant, but agrees to marry them on the spot. She's in her wedding whites. He's in a suit, still handcuffed and tied. And Judley says, where's the preacher? Well, he's in luck because Winona says, oh, Pa's a preacher. He starts saying the vows. Do you take blah, blah, blah? Winona bracket. Judley and Winona say, I do. Ma takes her own ring off and gives it to them. How sweet.
Aww.
Well, now what are you going to wear, Ma? Where's your ring? So she gives her ring to her daughter. And Winona says, okay, Pa, take his handcuffs off. Ma agrees, says, yeah, we should take his handcuffs off. Pa's about to do it and then says, no, I'll marry him to you, but nothing else. She says, I'm still going to have to shoot him. He's a salesman. I was like, well, then what did we do this whole fucking fall de raw for? Okay, if you're just going to shoot him and leave your poor, ugly daughter a widow,
Damn it,
why
Pa.
did we do this?
Why did we do this, Pa?
So she starts losing it. She's like, not my husband. So Winona loses it and starts choking Pa up against the wall. And oddly enough, they're quite evenly physically matched, almost as if they're the same person. So Pa, so they're wrestling, strangling each other. Ma tries to rip Winona off of Pa. Now they're all scuffling about. And Pa drops something in the scuffle, and Judley sees it fall to the ground. It's a key.
Ooh.
So the three of them are wrestling. Winona is bashing Ma's head against the ground. We are looking at certain death here for Ma and Pa. Begley kind of falls to the ground, like to sort of, he can't like get down. He kind of just falls to the ground. And this is where I realized he appears to be handcuffed and then tied at his feet. But he doesn't seem to understand the mechanics. Like if he just bent his knees, he'd have more arm space. Do you see what I'm saying here?
Mm-hmm.
But he appears to think that he has to keep his legs perfectly straight and use Tyrannosaurus Rex arms to get. So he is trying to reach the key. Yeah, trying to reach the key when all of a sudden a Birkenstocked foot. It's Winona. She's bested both her parents, and she says, let me unlock you, darling. Ma and Pa are dead on the ground now. She says, let's go get that dowry. She walks away, and as she's walking away, Judley sees a gun on the ground and also picks it up. He unties his own feet and follows her down to the basement. Cut to a murder basement.
Ooh.
She points to the floor with a shovel and tells him, it's buried right there. Question numero 3. What do you do? And what does our dear Begley do?
God. So he just saw the gun on the ground, right? He didn't get it. Or do we not know?
He picked it up. You got your gun, buddy.
I mean, okay. So here's... Man, I'm buying the farm. I'm just putting it in my mouth.
Putting it in your mouth. Way to stay alive. Nice.
Man,
He just killed himself multiple times in this.
I'm so bad at this.
You're just like, get me through restless Hills Memorial Park, please.
I think. Oh God, what does he do? What does he do? I think. I think he digs up the dowry. I want to say he digs up the dowry.
Okay.
And
Kim, can I have a half point, please?
I get a half point. No, I don't get a half point. I'm sure.
No, you just. He gets a half point.
Knew it.
He gets a half point.
I've got
Yes.
like probably negative points. You guys should be taking points away from me at this point.
Wouldn't that be a full point?
Yeah, you and Dudley are working together.
Yes.
Okay. So his points are your points and vice versa. Okay, bud?
I
All right.
consider that a full point, no?
Well, because he didn't do one very important thing.
Okay. I don't
First,
tell me.
First, what he does is he says, "Great, thanks for showing me. Now I have a little wedding present for you."
Ooh.
Shoots her square in the boob.
Right.
Right in the titular area.
Right.
She dies poorly. Just kind of with a lot of Tim Curry sounds.
With lots
He
of
then
Tim Curry.
throws the gun away across the room. I don't want this gun anymore. I have no use for it and couldn't possibly think of a reason why. So, and he says, "Ugly bitch."
Ooh.
And I was like, well, that's rude.
Rude.
So he starts digging. Cut to time passing, more digging. And I wrote, not very dirty for having just dug down 5 feet, but that's fine. His shirt is still crisp and white. He then finds a box. He opens the box and there's a scroll in it. He opens the scroll. It's a very familiar document. Why, it's the certificate for Restful Memorial Park place. But written on the name line is not a Brackett family member.
Oh no.
It says Judley.
Oh no.
Da-da! He says, "What the what?" I said that. He says something else. And all of a sudden we hear above him, "You find something, young man?" It's Ma and Pa, not dead,
Oh no.
standing over him, pointing a shotgun right at his person. And Ma says, "The young man is right. This is a lovely plot." Then Ma says, "View ain't much, but I think he'll rest in peace, don't you think?" And then she says, "Winona!" She turns. Winona slowly stands and says, "I sure hope I can get this fake blood out of my dress." Begley is like, around the neck. Yeah. And Ma says, "Well, you can just throw it in the washing machine that other nice salesman brought us." And Begley is like, You lied to me. To which I said, "How's it feel?" So then Pa says, "Lied? Well, that's not nice. 'Tweren't no lie. It's called salesmanship."
Ooh. Wait. Oh, hang on.
Let a ding dong.
I've got-
He
I can
is
do
deceased. Goodbye.
There we go.
Goodbye.
So now for our encore, we cut to our girlfriend, the Crypt Keeper,
Mm.
to close it out for us. And he says, "Good old Judd, just another satisfied ghostomer." "I guess it's true what they say. The family that slays together stays together." We come to one more of my favorite items, because remember, we're on the Home Chopping Network.
Oh.
Amazing Crypt Keeper Slash-O-Matic. It's more than just a knife. It peels, it cuts, makes fabulous French fries. Chop, 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 chop. It slices, it dices. Splorsh. Did you say splorsh? I did. It sounded
Yeah,
like
hashtag splorsh over in the chat.
Splorsh. Sounded like splorsh. He lifts his hand, chopped a bunch of his own fingers off. The end.
Yay.
Yay.
Here we go. Hashtag splorsh.
Explore.
I did
Exactly
so
what it
bad.
That's
Guys,
what
I
we
did
call.
so bad. Oh,
All right, Kim, you total yours. I'll total mine.
I already did mine.
2, 4, 6. Okay. You got.
Tell me yours and I'll add them all together.
I died so many times, once intentionally.
I got more than once potentially. You just kept
Yeah.
wrapping that hose around your neck.
3.5, ma'am.
Out of what?
Out of 6.
Okay.
Oh, here was the card I couldn't find. There it is. All right.
All right. Out of Dead or Alive, you got 2 out of 5. My
Yeesh.
you got 4.5 out of 10. Ketrins, you got 3.5 out of 6 for a total out of 21, 10 points.
Ooh.
Hey, you know what? It was almost 50%.
You're half alive.
Hang on, I feel
Yeah.
Yay.
I can
Better than half dead, I say.
Let's see. Do I have no? The soundboard's failed me. No, we're just gonna leave the soundboard alone. I was trying to find like the Price is Right fail horn, and I can't find it on my soundboard. There we go.
Why do you need a soundboard when you have a Burns?
That isn't.
There's that chainsaw sound. Mwah! Love it.
Oh, you ladies are absolutely adorable, and you're such a treat. I love you guys so much.
I love
Thank you for having us.
so much.
We love that
Ketrin,
you can do this. This is amazing.
I have one last question before we wrap out the segment. Ketrin,
Yes.
have you watched Fred the movie yet?
You motherfucker. I can't believe you would bring that up here. You're an absolute monster. Of course I haven't watched it because I have self-love. We have to take care of each other during these times.
That is very, 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 very true. Oh my lord, ladies! Before you guys leave on the stream, thank you so much to everybody over in the chat who like really was getting in there and having a really good time. And,
Thank you.
Please, if you're not already, please go follow them on social media at KKSAM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. But is there anything else you guys want to plug or anything before you run away?
You can find our pod, Kim and Ket Stay Alive, maybe anywhere you listen to podcasts. KetStayAlive.com and at
we have an episode a week coming at you even during quarantine, and we also have a Patreon where we have a bunch of bonus content, if you will. We love you, and come listen, follow us, and tell a friend. What do you say?
Tell 5 friends.
Tell
5 friends, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I had such a blast last year when you guys were here, and I knew this was going to be so much fun. What a way to kick off the live stream for The Cure this year with like our first official guest. I'm sorry, Drew. You count, Drew. You still count. We still love you. But you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everybody who donated during your segment. We're at 27% right now, $2,705. Yeah, we're like off and running to raise money for such a really great cause. Thank you, ladies, so much for being here, for setting aside your morning, getting up super early in the morning to be here. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day, and
you too.
Stay safe in this crazy world of ours.
Stay alive.
And watch Fred the movie.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.